The number one question I've been given by you guys over the past few months is, Jessie,
tell us what you know.
How did you get to work in sustainability, and do you have any advice for me if I would like to work in sustainability too? If this is you, or you are potentially already working in a role but you'd like it to contain more elements of sustainability, look no further, because I will take you through my personal journey and also touch on some of the courses and accreditations I've done along the way, so that you can find out if this is something for you. In the future, every single role really should contain elements of sustainability. So whether you're interested in finance, in startup culture, in film and marketing or consulting, there really is an opportunity to embed sustainability into a future role.
Let's get to work.
With that in mind, I want you to ask yourself 2 questions. The first one being, what gets you really excited when you wake up in the morning? What's the first thing where you're like, I cannot wait to do this, whatever it is? Because a work life is a long life, and we want to make sure that what we're doing every day has elements of what excites us.
I love it.
And then the other part is, what are you actually good at? What's your skills? So if you're just exiting university, you'll have a degree in something that gives you a qualification, and that's worth thinking about. Or if you spent the last 10, 20 years in a career, well, that's not lost effort. So let's combine it. So take those 2 things and look at it and be, okay, I'm good at this and I'm excited about this over here. Well, if I'm injecting sustainability into it, what could a career then look like? So do some research about that. Your career path versus my career path will be 2 different histories, but the way we are getting sustainability worked into it might have some overlap. I originally studied a master in finance and international business, and I laugh because I look back and I was like, finance, that's definitely not for me. And that was why I ended up with a one-way ticket to London, where I ended up working as a producer / project manager in marketing. So I worked for all sorts of global brands for some of the biggest London agencies, and it's been a fantastic career till I realized I wanted to rewire and focus on sustainability. If you're looking at it from a passion versus skill perspective, I really quickly realized on my journey that good communication was something that was really important to me, and also became really good at it. So that's something I'm constantly leaning on now in my career anyways, in the work we're doing. And in terms of skills, well, organization, building strategies for businesses, working an Excel spreadsheet, and just quantifiable skills that are picked up along the way, that has come in really helpful later on. So taking a step back and looking at the 2, it was my job to find out how can I then work sustainability into that equation. And looking at it at the time, I realized, okay, so I know a bit about what sustainability is that thing about recycling and shutting the light, and we shouldn't damage the planet, and something with people, but actually, what does it actually mean if I'm sat in front of someone really senior and I have to advise them on a strategy? That's why I signed up for the Cambridge short course in sustainable leadership. It also goes under CISL, CISL, and I will put a link for you in the description below. When it comes to the CISL course itself, it's 8 weeks plus a week, so 9 weeks of kind of enrollment. But the first week, they will give you a lot to read anyways.
You've read this?
It is advertised to be 14 hours per week, and that's an absolute lie.
But that's a lie.
I think most people ended up either postponing their papers, because it is a university course, so you have to do your homework and you would get graded assignments, or they would work like I did, almost a full-time job just studying for that amount of time. So it's super intense. It's essentially a different theme every week. I can't remember all of the weeks, but it was communication and marketing. It was rewiring the business. It was foundational around what is sustainability, and then there was a week around partnerships. So all sorts of mini elements that are useful when we're thinking about sustainability. So what it really gives you is a fantastic foundation for what is sustainability, and gives you tools to go out and research further and formulate your own opinions in terms of taking actions, and is very much in a business context. What I will say, if I have to say one negative about the course, and that would only be fair, it gave me a fantastic foundation for really understanding what is sustainability, what is the scale of this problem, and how do we need to what is it we need to solve. What it didn't give me as much were if I am working as a consultant for a business, you need to do X, Y, Z to help them become sustainable. And that actually leads me into the next qualification, which is my GRI qualification. But before I talk about that, people are like, would you recommend it?
100%.
It's one of the best things I've ever done in my life. It's one of the hardest things, but it was so rewarding, and 100%. If you have the opportunity to do it, I will say go for it. It's great. The second qualification I took was to become an accredited sustainability professional under GRI. So that's the Global Reporting Initiative, and it's essentially reporting framework for large corporations which they will use when they have to document their sustainability efforts. Now, what I think it's really good at is that missing piece I didn't have from Cambridge. So have a method to go out and analyze the business and help them set measurable targets, and then communicate their efforts into a sustainability report. It goes much beyond for me today than just writing sustainability reports, but it's that understanding of what is it actually a business has to go through and undertake in order to become sustainable in broad terms. I left a link for you in the description below if you'd like to know more about GRI and becoming a sustainability professional under them. And if you just generally like to know more about GRI for businesses, I recommend that you go ahead and watch this video. After finishing my qualifications and also working on various jobs around sustainability, I went ahead and set up Planet 1.5, where we are functioning as a sustainability consultancy that helps other businesses go sustainable and do the right thing. If you find this interesting, would love to know more about what it means to be a sustainability consultant and the work we do, I would recommend you continue on and watch this video, where I will talk about GRI, which is a big part of our day-to-day work. If you have any further questions about working in sustainability, fire it in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. I always appreciate it. It means a ton, both for me and the algorithm. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one.